Just getting set up. Give me a couple seconds, guys. The official time is 9:45 to start. Trying to fix something real quick. Hang with me. Like we said, this is the practice rounds. Can someone, I'm hearing my audio sound scratchy. I don't know why that would be. How do I sound? I know where that is. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. That is why that was. So it should be good now. All right. One other thing. Okay. All right. Let's get it. My text is blowing up already. Everybody should have. Thank you, Chris. Okay. What's up, everybody, and welcome to The Warriors Way with your boy, Alan Styles, the only Warriors show for the fans, by a fan. Sorry, I got a lot of people in the back. I am hearing echoes, very, very excited for this. This is my second show, and I'm being so open on this simply because if you have this link and if you're listening, it's because I love you and I'm using you as kind of test subjects as we get this going. Haven't really promoted this. I put it on Facebook, but Facebook is really just for the friends and things like that anyway. So haven't really promoted it. The first show is on MLK Day, this coming Monday against the Lakers. Hopefully the Warriors put out a better effort than they did today so that we have things to talk about. But hey, sometimes it is good to complain as well. So that might help too. Let's get right into it. The Warriors, man. The Warriors. 114 to 104. The Nuggets showed up and the Warriors didn't. I think probably the hardest part about this game was that Jamal Murray didn't really go off. He's had kind of a rocky start to the season, and it continued tonight. He still managed to get 17 points, but it felt like a quiet 17. Some really nice ball fakes and things like that, but he wasn't the Jamal Murray from the bubble, and he's not going to be that every day. But the Warriors could have taken advantage of the situation, and they were not able to. Jokic puts up a modest triple-double, as he typically does. The beginning of the game, and for those of you who didn't tune in to the game against the Pacers, my post-game against the Pacers, I go through the game pretty much quarter by quarter with a couple tangents, and then it's time to hear from you. Then I'm opening up the phone lines. The beginning of the game felt like they were in slow motion. It felt like everybody was in quicksand, or I don't know if it was the typical Denver thin air. We could chalk up the whole game to that. But Steph got off to a decent start. Wiseman tried going up on one of the only two people I feel like in the league could actually block him with Bol. I think it's Bol and Taco Fall. Those are the only two guys I think in the league that can block Wiseman, and he decided to go up against him and was unsuccessful. But Wiseman had a decent game. The defense was getting torched. Millsap started out hot. He petered off a little bit towards the end, but he did have a good start at the beginning. Draymond, it's one thing to not be an offensive juggernaut. And we've never thought that Draymond was that person. And he never has been. And I talked about it during the last game, how we understand that you don't have to score a bunch of points to help the offense the way Draymond does. Numbers don't always tell the truth. Numbers do lie sometimes. Or I say numbers don't lie, but they don't always tell the whole truth. And that's what we saw with Draymond. But you have to do certain things. And you're missing layups. And the whole team was missing layups. But you can't even make a free throw now. What did they shoot today? They shot 70%. That's not good. That's not good. Draymond, I know he missed two the first time he hit the line. And the only other time I think I saw him at the line, he missed at least one. I don't know what's going on. You know, in baseball, in other sports, you call it the yips. I don't know if he has the yips, but it's one thing to not make jump shots and no one's going to shoot like Steph Curry, but you have to put those points on the board when you do get to the line. That's one thing that I think is unacceptable. So the whole time I'm just waiting for the Nuggets to pull away. And they eventually do. They're up by 13 at the end of the first quarter, 37-24. Then you get to the second quarter. The second unit just can't score besides Pascal. Look, man, I think we talked about it in the last show. I don't know what the deal with Jordan Poole is, why he can't get on the court, because I don't love what I'm seeing from Wanamaker. I don't think he's I think he's a solid player. We love him. Gritty Philly guy. But I don't love what I'm seeing from him. And he's really been the guy. He's playing with the starters sometimes, so he's really been the guy in that regard. And we haven't been seeing much or anything from Poole. I don't even know why he's dressing up right now, to be honest. But nobody could score. They couldn't stop them without fouling. At one point, it looked like a layup line. If you catch the highlights, I think there's one scene here where they're literally 2 or 3 possessions where they're just layups and or the handoffs, you know, a lot of back screens. The Nuggets, they kind of felt like they kind of learned from the Warriors in that regard. And everybody is always moving. And it was just a really balanced offense from the get-go. Whenever Draymond takes a mid-range, we're not necessarily happy about that. We don't love to see that. I know he posts a lot of videos, or the Warriors post a lot of videos of him working on it. Keep working on it, because I am yet to see you make one. And it feels like I'm picking on Draymond, but everyone on this team, people are going to have to play perfect. And you're playing a team that went to the Western Conference Finals. So you're going to have to play perfect, and they didn't tonight. There were, I believe, 19 turnovers. Let me double check. 19 turnovers. That could have been the stat of the game. The reason I made the 8 missed layups the stat of the game is simply because I'm not the best at math. But 8 times 2 is 16. The Warriors lost by 10. So there you go right there. You make some of these shots or, you know, enough to get rid of a 10-point deficit. Maybe the Warriors walk away with the win because, like I said, Jamal Murray wasn't playing out of his mind. And as I'm going, I know we're going to take calls later, but you can hop in the chat whenever. If you have any questions, any comments, you're a Nuggets fan, you're a Warriors fan, let me know what you thought, and I'll get to that as well. Because to be honest, the third quarter started out nice. It was, you know, so we go in 65-54 at halftime, and you're thinking, okay, 11 points, it's doable. But also, did it ever feel like they were going to catch them? Every time they had an opportunity, they missed a layup, they didn't finish, they gave the ball right back to them. In the first half, they couldn't rebound to save their life. Second half got better, but it didn't really make a difference. Jokic got going a little bit more in the second half. But when you started the third quarter, it was a little reminiscent of the Dubs in the past. I think they cut it down to 8 or maybe 6 at one point. You're feeling good, but again, it just got to the point where they just couldn't get over the hump. And out of those 19 turnovers, I know Steph had at least like 7 or 9. It wasn't good, even though he did score. What did Steph drop here? Steph dropped 35. Steph dropped 35. And here's the thing. I talked about this when it comes to the NBA averages. The NBA average score is 112. The Warriors put up 104 and the Nuggets put up 114. And when you look at what the distribution of the scoring, Steph 35, Wiseman 18, which is higher than what I typically have him at. Wiggins 16, Oubre 14. That's a little lower than what I typically have them at. The bench just didn't really do much. Damian Lee, look, I said it last week. We love Damian Lee. It's nice to talk about him without having to talk about him being Steph's brother-in-law, and that's what we try to do on this show, even though I just canceled that by doing it. But we don't expect Damian Lee to drop 10 to 15 a game, even though he had a good last game. He drops 2 tonight, and that's fine. We're not holding that against him, But these are the types of things when you look around and say, okay, how did this scoring match up? Draymond dropped 1 point. 1 point. Jokic got a triple-double. Draymond got a triple-single. Barely. Draymond, this is the second time he's only had 1 point. The only way you can have 1 point is if you miss if you get to the line and miss a free throw. That's the issue. So I'm starting to look at him, and when you talk about Draymond being moved eventually, it's hard to get moved. You are literally not a factor on offense right now. And it's bad, man. It's bad. If Draymond gets 10, you're in this thing. Can you not get 10 points? Because Wiseman drops 18. Wiseman had a nice game, and he's dealing with Jokic all game. So a missed opportunity, I would say, but there's a lot of positives to take from it, but there are also some negatives, even though that's going to be every game. Last thing, I don't have much on the fourth quarter. It was a lot of the same to me. It was a lot of the same. All I'll say is that Kent Bazemore, if you ever play at the gym, Kent Bazemore is one of those guys who has never fouled anyone in his life. He's never fouled anyone. When the foul gets called, and it's clear, all the announcers talk about this over and over again. When a foul gets called, you have to choose your battles. That's in life. You have to choose your battles in life. Sometimes you want to argue with your significant other about something, but maybe it's not worth it. Maybe you want to tell your boss something, but maybe it's not worth it. You have to choose your battles, because if you don't choose your battles, then your credibility leaves. And Kent Bazemore, he's a veteran in this league. He knows what he's doing, but every time there's a foul call, he has a look like his hands were tied behind his back and there's no way he could have fouled him. And that loses credibility. And honestly, it just kind of bothers me. It's like, bruh, we know you fouled him. You fouled him. They're running the replay. So now the next time you do get a bad call against you, nobody's going to believe you. Nobody's going to believe you. So I don't mean to pick on Kent Bazemore, but he is somebody, a veteran on the team, on a young team. They see you do that, they're going to do the same thing. You have to lead by example, even if you're not, the stud on the team. You have to lead by example. Woo! Those are my quick hitter facts, or quick hitter takeaways from the game. And yeah, man, I don't know that there's much else to talk about. It was pretty darn straightforward, and I think emotions are running high. I think they're in danger of losing 3 in a row if they lose to the Lakers, and the Lakers have been rolling. LeBron's not even looking at the shots he's taking. He's turning around, pulling Steph Curry's. That's going to be a spicy situation, and honestly, I don't know what the line is in Vegas. I just hope they don't get blown out. I just hope they don't get blown out, because that would be a bad look. And now I think we went over their schedule coming. They're not done with, they had a rough stretch. Let's see here. They had a rough stretch. Then the Spurs come to them. The Spurs aren't what they used to be, but you can't sleep on the Spurs. Then you get the upstart Knicks. Shout out Jose if he's listening, the upstart Knicks. Then you get the Jazz, and then you finally get a break facing the Timberwolves back to back. So we talked about it during the last show. There are no real days off. Even on days that are days off, you still have to show up, or you could have a problem. Okay, I've done enough talking for the moment. We're still, obviously I'm still going to talk. But it's time to hear from everyone. Like I said, this is a Warriors show for the fans, by a fan, really the only of its kind that I know of. So I'm excited to hear from everyone. I know, shout out Olivia, we've been trying to figure out the audio situation with the callers. I'm trying something different again. This is a preseason show, a rough draft, if you will, but we're trying to give it our all, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in and all the constructive criticism and everything. We love all of it. It's just going to make it even better and even sweeter when this channel has blown up and you can say, you know what, I was there when. And when you call into the phone line when they're blowing up, I got you. We got the hotline. So I'm going to go ahead and open them up right now. Anybody that feels like calling, give me 2 seconds to set this bad boy up. Mm-hmm. Blowing up right now. Meanwhile, I did hit up the Facebook fam, like I said, so let me go ahead and throw that in there, just in case anyone's feeling like hopping in from over there. Okay. Good. I believe. Make sure this is goody. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we're good to go. The phone lines are officially open. Anybody that has something to say, if you are a Nuggets fan, if you are a Warriors fan, call in. Wave Baron, show us your back. I think that's Chris from the gym. I'm not quite sure, but that is a solid guess. Solid guess. So while we are waiting for our first caller, let's go ahead and kind of dive more into where the Warriors are at right now. So they kept talking about the janky defense, right? That was Steph's big quote. Oh, we got a call. Let me see if we can fix this up here. Hello, what is your name? Welcome to the Warriors Way. Where are you calling from? And what do you want to talk about?
From San Francisco, California.
San Francisco, California. What's your name, big homie?
My name is E-Dog.
E-Dog. I think this is my boy, Evan Warner. Evan, welcome to the Warriors Way. First caller of the evening. How you doing, my guy? And please, guys, let us know how the audio is sounding. I'm trying to work on some things. Oh, here we go. We should be good now. Let us know how the audio is sounding. Evan, how you doing, man?
First and foremost, don't ever put my government name out there in the public. Like I said, it's E-Dog.
Okay, E-Dog. We're sorry, E-Dog. I didn't know, what the deal was. Next time we'll rehearse it before, but let's get to it.
Yeah. So my question for you really is what are the Warriors really going to accomplish this year with these wings that can't hit threes?
That's a good question, man. That's a good question. I think for me, I don't know. I thought the ceiling was a 3. I don't know if that's possible. On some nights, it feels like it is. With that comeback against the Clippers, but I had a buddy on the show, a Clippers fan on the show, and that was more, to be honest, not to take anything away from the Warriors, that was more of an indictment on the Clippers. You cannot blow that lead to the Warriors when you're only guarding Steph Curry. That just can't happen. So as much as I want to lean on wins like that, and even the Raptors win could have easily been a loss if that Pascal Siakam shot goes in. So to answer your question, I see them sneaking in with like a nice 6, maybe a 5 seed, giving someone a nice run for their money, and let's keep Steph healthy and get to next year when Clay comes back. That's what I see. I see a 5, 6 seed and an early exit, to be honest, but a hard-fought playoff series. Evan, you still there? I think we lost Evan. Great question, though. So that was our first caller on the night. We'll probably have another one soon. But it's tough, man. It's tough. You want to be able to believe in this team. But at the end of the day, I'm a Giants fan as well. Oh, we got a call. Oh, it hung up. And it's the same idea, especially with what's been going on with the Padres and the Dodgers. You're going to get to the playoffs, and hopefully that's enough. I don't think we should expect too much more of the Warriors. Really, all I'm doing is paying attention to Kevin Durant and what the Brooklyn Nets are doing, not about Harden, we'll see how that works out. But just watching him move, because Kevin Durant, when it comes to explosiveness and quickness, he's much more explosive than Klay Thompson. He is. Klay Thompson, he had the videos of trying the 360 in China and falling over. Klay is a shooter. And if you can see Kevin Durant come back the way he did, that's a good look, and that's a good sign that Klay should come back as who he is, or as who he was. And that's a great sign, because now those wings that you're talking about, and it sucks to talk about next year, but the Nets just got James Harden. The Lakers, like I said, LeBron is pulling Steph Curry. They're partying over there. And it's so funny because of everything going on with the Nets and what was going on with the Rockets. Nobody talking about the Lakers, really, which is ridiculous, because they're always talking. Everyone's always talking about the Lakers. So we probably got another call coming soon. But yeah, throw stuff in the chat as well. We're keeping this thing rolling. I think Pascal is going to have to be, he's going to have to be, I don't know, the 6th, 7th option. And I think having him, no disrespect, I don't think you can expect too much out of a team as far as championship aspirations with him as one of your key scorers, simply because he's a second rounder who's been playing really well, but it's only his second year. And James Wiseman was the second leading scorer tonight. He's 19. This is his 12th NBA game. That's what do you want? And for me, I was talking to a buddy about this earlier, actually on one of my podcasts, about those teams that have gotten stuck in this playoff purgatory, as I call it, and they can't get past a certain level, but they're always decent. I think of the Memphis Grizzlies. That was going on with them for a very long time, with Zach Randolph and those boys, and they would make the playoffs every year and just do nothing in the playoffs. And the Warriors aren't going to have that issue, I don't think. I don't think they're going to get stuck in that situation. And the bottom line is, nobody really cares. It's nice to make the playoffs, but you want to win the big one, or you want to get to the big one. So if you're not getting to the finals, I really don't care if the Warriors make it to the second round and lose. It would be nice, and it's, yeah, cool, they exceeded expectations, but I don't really care. I don't really think it makes a difference. It don't mean a thing. You're talking to, look, we're Warriors fans, 73 wins and no ring. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that ring. So that's how I feel about it. I don't need Steph running around. His usage rate is already going to be higher than years past, and he's not getting any younger. I don't need Steph running around all season to fall into a 2 seed fall into a 6 seed or something like that. So I'm not really too concerned about what the Warriors do this year, although it is nice and it's exciting. I mean, and look at the Nuggets. The Nuggets are 6-6, and the Warriors are 6-6. So it's nights like this where you realize they're going to have a shot, and they competed. And like I said, they had an opportunity. They just didn't capitalize. I don't understand how you miss 8 layups. And I don't know if I said this already, but I could have counted 9, but Wiseman, either he rebounded he tipped it back in, or somebody, or it might have been Wiggins, tipped it right back in. Wiggins has been impressing me going down the list. 16, and what he does defensively, he's a firecracker. So you love what you get from Wiggins. Kelly Oubre is starting to find his rhythm a bit, but honestly, I still think Wiggins and Oubre are just a little too similar. I think that they're just a smidge too similar for how much they're going to play together. I thought that at the beginning of the year. I was told to wait. I have waited. I still feel the same. I still feel the same way. But I do think that they can give teams fits defensively, which is great. Which is great. But yeah, going back to the first quarter, I'm not really sure what the issue was to start. I don't know if, like I said, it could have been the air Could have been a lot of different things. But that is the typical. I feel like every time I watch the Warriors, and this could be with everybody in Denver, but I don't watch everybody in Denver. I only watch the Warriors. I feel like games in Denver get decided very quickly. And although the Warriors did hang around, it never felt like they actually had a shot. And every time I watch the Warriors, the game is decided basically in the first quarter whether they're going to beat the Nuggets or whether they're not. I remember a couple years back, I think it was the KD era, and the Nuggets, I believe, were the 1-seeder. It was a really hot year for the Nuggets. The Warriors came out, and I think they jumped to up 15 or 20 in the first quarter, and it was a wrap. And it was a big game, I think on TNT or ESPN. Huge game. It was a wrap immediately. So those games always teeter very quickly, even though there were fans at that point, and there are no fans now. So it's just frustrating, man. It's frustrating because these are the games that you at least want to be able to hang around, simply because you're going to need them and have a real chance to close them, because you're going to need them when seeding comes around. I said this in the last game with the Pacers. These are the games, because now when you're looking at the schedule, I'm not calling the Lakers game a loss, but got a possible caller here. The text lines are open too. I'm not calling the Lakers game a loss, but they're going to be the hard favorites, the big favorites. Yes, Kev, please call now. So now when you go, here we go. We got the caller. I just called you out, but let's just go through the flow. What's your name? Welcome to Warriors Way. Where are you from? And what do you want to say?
First time, long time. Denver Nuggets caller.
Denver in the house, huh?
Kevin, baby, we're here.
Kev, so
representing Magic Johnson.
I hear you. So Kev, YMCA legend, I believe is the term. What did you think about your Nuggets today versus what you saw from the Warriors? We've been talking a lot of Warriors. Let's get the Denver Nuggets perspective, because they looked good, but they're 6-6 as well. And, you would like them to get rolling a little bit better, I would assume.
Unfortunately, yeah. I think the obvious is there. I think the Jeremy Grant thing was. I think it matters. But hold on, Alan, can you still hear me? Can I merge? I'm gonna try and merge. Okay, can you hang with me?
Hey, we're hanging with you. We're
working these
kinks out. Yeah, let's do it.
How do we merge? I'm gonna try and figure this out while we work. Okay.
Let's do it. Oh, that was Ugo.
Alan, are you there?
Yes.
No, we got Neil here.
I was saying that was Ugo saying, "Show us your back."
Oh, I mean, you gotta go back.
Okay, let's stay on. Do you have Neil on the line?
I think so. Neil?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there he is.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Alan, run it.
So, Warriors Way, first time three-way. Neil, Kev, A Styles, A Sizzle, 2 Nuggets fans versus 1 Warriors fan. This is, I knew this would happen. This is exactly why I moved some stuff around. I didn't know. And it's a good thing I moved stuff around, because I thought I would have another dry run against the Suns tomorrow. That game, unfortunately, got postponed. So I'm really glad that we were able to make this happen. Neil, what are you guys moving stuff around? Neil, how do you feel about the Nuggets 6-6 record versus how they performed tonight? Because I don't think they performed like a 6-6 team, but maybe they did. This was just a good night.
Well, first off, I don't think actually are our talent represents a 6-6 team, right? And maybe you feel the same way about the Warriors, but if you look at any true PER stats, we're not actually a 6-6 team. And we have star quality and playoff experience in the last 2 years. So I'm excited about the rest of the season. I mean, like, at the end of the day, all I care about is that we have the best center in the league. Kevin can obviously back that up. Your rookie got some good experience against the best center in the league. Had some great plays tonight.
I think.
But yeah. We're gonna be a top 5 seed in the West at the end of the day, and we're gonna come into the playoffs with great experience from last year. And the Warriors, I think, are gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna at least get into the play-in game, and they're gonna make some noise because Steph is Steph, and he's scary, and he's disrespectful, honestly. Like the stuff he was pulling today.
Mm-hmm.
He's disrespectful.
So, well, Alan, I want to first talk to you about Steph.
Mm-hmm.
I think people forgot.
Yes.
Who or what the man is.
Yes. Yeah. So I coined this. I did a podcast not too long ago. But what's new? And I coined this term as they have the revenge terms and revenge tours and things like that. I coined this season the Remind Tour for Steph, as he will remind people just who exactly he is. Because the thing is, it's not just last season when he got injured. It's also the couple years past with Kevin Durant where Steph, I think second fiddle is probably a harsh, but in a way, he kind of was. I mean, Kevin Durant is better than Steph as a whole package. That's basically a fact. So this is an opportunity for Steph. So if you think about it, we haven't seen Steph perform as the man, besides little spurts when KD was out during their run. And so it's been almost 4 years, because KD was there for 3. And then last year he got injured. So it's been almost 4 years since Steph has been the man. He's always the man, but literally the man in Golden State. And I think this is an opportunity for him to show, hey, I can still do this. I can still make these things happen. So I think it's a huge opportunity for him. And it's funny, we're talking about 2 guys in Jokic and Curry that are both currently in the MVP conversation. So obviously it's super early, but they both could do it, and clearly they're going to do it in extremely different ways. They might be the 2 most exact opposites in the league that you could ever see.
The way I think there's actually parallels between those 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both really unlikely.
Yeah.
Like Steph Curry, for somebody to be 6, what is he? 6'2", 6'3"?
Yeah.
Everything about what he does is infinitely more difficult.
Right. Kev, why don't you somebody mute their YouTube?
Yeah.
I think we got Romo in the background.
What are you guys having a party? Stay home, stay safe.
So it was a Warriors funeral party for one night. No, it's me and Romo. We were watching, Bay Area versus Denver. For a center to lead the league in assists is crazy.
Right.
And the fact that this man's feet never leave the ground, I think they're very unlikely players where for what they do to work, they need to be the exception, and they need to be the 0.00001%
right.
skill-wise who or what they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time that's the only time Steph Curry works.
People relate to both of them. Like, they shouldn't be in this situation, but they are, and they're great at what they do.
And I think that for years, I mean, it was a different rise to who or what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Because we watched Steph at Davidson, but it was kind of but this isn't going to work in the NBA.
Right.
And here we are. And I think Jokic has, for the past couple of years, continued to work and work and work.
Mm-hmm.
Within 3 years of being the starting center of the Nuggets, when they traded Nurkic away, the man was in the Western Conference Finals.
Right.
And the man outplayed Kawhi Leonard. Mm-hmm. It's time to stop pretending this man isn't what he is.
Yeah.
The same thing with Steph. The same thing what we went through with Steph. It's time to stop pretending like this man isn't one of the very small handful of superstars. Steph is that.
I agree.
It's kind of like how we talk. We have to keep qualifying Steph as the best shooter ever and stuff like that, instead of one of the best players ever. We got to keep qualifying Jokic as one of the best passing big men ever, instead of let's start talking about how he's one of literally the best passers ever. And we've never seen this shit.
Right.
And it works. It literally works. Right. This man has been this man has been 4 minutes away from the Western Conference Finals the next year, outplays Kawhi Leonard to get to the Western Conference Finals.
I hear you. Look.
Hey, Alan, I got a question for you. Have you seen Jokic's vertical is outside of the conversation, but his clutch performance, hashtag or quotation mark, clutch performance and field goal percentage?
No, I have not.
This man is leading the league over the last 3 years at a 50. Yeah, what? Keep me honest, 55% clip.
I don't have the exact numbers, but he has been the most clutch player in the league for the past 2 to 3 years. Nobody's even been close.
I don't doubt it. But look, hey guys,
He's it's been nice in the past year.
It's been nice talking to you. Shout out Jokic. We gotta get going here. It was great. Hey, be sure to tune in for the launch of the show, and I will be talking to you on the group chat. Stay home and stay safe.
Go Steph.
Well, you never know what you're going to get when it comes to your callers. Oh, we have another caller on the line. Hello. Welcome to the Warriors Way. Where are you from? What's your name?
Hey, this is E-Dog calling back in. I got disconnected earlier.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment. The Nuggets are never going to win anything. I just want to be very, very clear about that. Nobody's going to go there. You can't tell me that Jokic and these people are going to win any type of championship. So I just want to be very, very clear here that when the Warriors get Clay back and we have a full arsenal at our hands, the Denver is just going to be exactly what they were before. A 5, a 4, a 6 seed. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Look, Warriors Way is heating up. And that's what we love to see. I'm telling you, time flies on this show, man. We're already approaching what? 40 minutes or something like that. So I'm going to wrap it up here, let you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. I really appreciate everybody that tuned in, and thank you for working the kinks out with me. I'm going to get everything settled, and I need everybody to promote the heck out of this when we are going live on Monday. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. As always, You were listening to The Warriors Way with your boy, Alan Styles. And if I'm not your boy yet, I definitely will be as you continue to listen to these shows and obviously subscribe to the channel. And until next time, be safe, be well, be wise. Peace.